okay, let's try and get some titty quest, the titty quest for titties. In other words, let's just fucking try and win this game at some point. The route to the room the two use for tea is fairly simple to retrace, being still fresh in my mind from yesterday. Lily and Hanako quickly go about their business of making lunch. Before I can even open my small bag of food, Lily's busying herself with a thermos and tea bags as Hanako is setting out both their lunch boxes.
So, is this what you meant by coming here almost every day?
Oh shit. Fuck! I read that in the wrong voice. My life is over. I can't go on. I gotta stop the series here, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, who the fuck am I kidding?
Yes, Hanako and I usually have lunch here. It suits both of us, so we ended up using this room regularly.
After seeing Hanako's reactions to me over the past couple days, I can understand why that is a boon. That and Lily being able to get some quiet away. From... Oh, well, that's just awkward. To get some quiet away from her class as well. I take my seat last, after Liz poured the tea for us and sits down. God, I'm so handsome. Look at this shit. Because her eye on this side probably doesn't work and she can't see it all, I am just gonna sit here and being handsome and I'm the only one who can fucking enjoy it. The more time I spend with these two girls, the more I think they're a perfect foil to Misha and Shizune. Even without a voice, Shizune is direct and brash, and Misha seems to get along with everyone. On the other hand, Lily is soft-spoken and relaxed, while Hanako seems to be the shyest girl I've ever met.
So, how are you faring, Yamuku Hasayako? You seem a bit flustered with your confusing name.
Apart from getting lost every now and then, and being crash-tackled outside my classroom, it's fine. Fine. Chris Redfield.
You looked pretty hurt before. Are you really okay?
For a brief moment, I consider telling Hanako that she is the most fairest woman of them all and that Lily can go fuck a dragon dildo, but instead I hold it back. I can't tell why, but for some reason I feel uncomfortable talking about it to these relative strangers, even if they have been pretty friendly.
Yeah, it's nothing. I was just a bit startled.
Judging from the two girls' expressions, I don't think they're buying it, but in what they assumed as a way of respecting my privacy, they don't press the matter. I guess that is one of the unwritten rules around here. Don't ask, don't tell. It's kind of like the army, but even less gay somehow. Everyone has things that they don't feel comfortable speaking about, and I think everyone here recognizes that.
So, how long have you been in this school? You both seem to know your way around here pretty well. Well, I've been starting since the start of high school, but only moved into the dormitories a year ago. Hanako joined at the start of high school as well and moved to the dormitories when she did, if memory serves me correct.
That's right. Since high school. Ah! I said the word high, I'm scared.
So you two have known each other since then?
Since I moved here, yes. Hanako lives next door to me, so it's only natural, right?
Right. Ah! I scared myself. The right is not left.
Yeah, of course. Living next to someone is probably enough reason to befriend them. Though I'm guessing that Lily's blindness played a part in it as well. Wow! You dare speak foul about my belated love interest, you fucking horrific avatar of me who could probably cut diamonds on that chin of his? Fuck you! I can't imagine Hanako easily making friends with someone as deliberately avoid looking at her scars. With the immediate conversation dried up, we start to eat our lunch. Itadakimasu! It isn't long before the bells are signaling the end of break. Like me, the girls pack up their lunches as efficiently as they set them out.
I guess I better be off. Are you going with Hisao, Hanako?
Hanako looks up at me, and for a second I can see that she is considering skipping class, maybe just to avoid walking to the classroom with me. Oh my god! Oh, I'm so sorry. Fuck! What did I do? Am I that horrible?
Yes.
I don't know what to think of it. Hanako really is delicate to the point of breaking if looked at the wrong way. It makes me a bit nervous too, but I push the feeling aside, trying to be as natural as I can.
We should all hurry then. Class has started by the sound of it.
Lily gives a nod of farewell as she bends down to take her cane, Hanako and I filing out before her. We quickly walk through the empty halls to our respective classrooms. As we reach the door to Lily's 3-2 classroom, she turns toward me.
Hisao, thank you for sharing our lunch with us today. You really didn't have to eat all of it for us, but I appreciate you showing your dominance.
It is my pleasure. And with that, we part ways. Lily entering her classroom and leaving Hanako and I to make off on our own. I wish it said make out on our own. So, do you really want to go back to class now?
Yes.
Okay then. I feel like I should say something to her, but it's hard to come up with anything that would be appropriate and safe. It's kind of like a condom. Except not when you first meet her parents. Besides, Lily was right. The more time I spend out here, the more explaining we have to do. I open the rear door to the class and walk in. The teacher looks up at me and opens his mouth to say something. However, as Hanako follows me in and closes the door, he simply nods and continues his lecture. This is the third time that Hanako has had her truancy practically ignored. There's definitely something going on here. Looks like we got a mystery on our hands, gang, I say to Scooby. We make our way to our seats and notice that Misha and Season are both missing as well. I wonder if it's in the form of informal agreement with the staff or if it's a perk afforded to the unique students of the school. Trying to make as little disturbance as I can, I extract the relevant textbooks from my bag and start catching up. The class goes on quietly. The teacher seems like an okay person, despite the weird first impression I got, and the material is relatively interesting. However, the way he teaches is really bizarre. It's as if he expects everyone is a natural genius. Thankfully I am, though, because I can see that everyone in this is fucking stupid. Let me just tell Hanako she's cute, but she is... I don't know. I don't fucking know. It's such a challenge. When the final bell rings, I realize that there is still a lot of time left in the day, and I'm left wondering what to do. It's odd. At the hospital, I had 24 hours a day of free time, but here I'm filling considerably shorter hours feels difficult. Everyone else leaves, and I'm left alone with the teacher. Mewtwo is examining the assignment sheets we were working on earlier, marking them with a red ballpoint. Raising his eyes from the papers briefly, he notices me and furrows his brow. What is it, Nakai? I jump at him, addressing me. We engage in a very desperate lightsaber battle, which he handily defeats me in. I had no idea he was a Jedi. It's nothing. I'm thinking about what to do after school. The teacher slowly puts the cap on the pen he is holding and rearranges the papers into a stack, clicking it against the desk twice. He seems very methodical for a brief moment. I'm reminded of Shizune, but the teacher is much more unhurried and relaxed, much more routined. You have no plans? No, considering joining a club, but I don't even know what kind of club would interest me. Go observe a meeting of someone else's club. That might pique your interest. Fucking idiot. I guess. But I don't know how to continue from there. Probably by clicking the mouse. Mewtwo looks at me in a way that makes me really want to... I'm gonna skip this sentence because I fucked up reading it. I can't! So I forge ahead, continuing to read more sentences. I just don't know how to deal with people. I mean other students. I mean the retards. I mean the normies. I mean the disableds. I mean the stumps. I mean Lumper and the gang. I mean... help. I'm talking to people and everything, so it's not that I'm isolated or anything. I just don't know what to think about. The disabilities, it's like, it feels weird that I'm being impolite if I pay attention to them, and it's weird to ignore them. Damned if I do, and damned if I do, because I'm obviously overreacting. The teacher scratches his chin absentmindedly, looking very unresponsive. These things are only an issue if you make them one. You can talk normally with someone even if they are blind or something. Try to look behind the superficial. Fuck! There's not one single student here who isn't just a normal kid behind whatever they might seem at first glance. He says the same thing Yuko did, way back in the war. How can you not consider, for example, Shizune's deafness, when the only way to communicate is to talk through Misha, or Hanako? How can you not? It's not like you can ignore her face. I can because she's pretty! Fucking dick. But... I'm interrupted by the door of the classroom suddenly slamming open. Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Teacher! Squiggle! Misha crashes in, hand straightened in enthusiastic greeting, her voice loud and lively enough to wake the dead from their graves. Thankfully, this school was built on an Indian burial ground. Mewtwo! Visibly dismayed from the interruption, and Misha in general slumps in his chair. Mikado. Speed of the night, Mikado. Misha stops in her tracks and looks around cluelessly, as if she's sensing from his tone that something's wrong, but has no idea what. Yes, Squiggle? We have talked about the volume control before. Yes, Squiggle! But she doesn't lower her voice at all, and the teacher rubs his eyes. So, what is it? We need help. We're running out of supplies for the festival stands. This is a distress. She waves a pink slip of paper she's holding around. So, go get more supplies from the art room. What's wrong with that? Plywood! Plywood is always the problem. Last time we wanted more, there was only a little, but then we took time and then we went with all that. Now there's none left. What do you want? Where is some? I don't understand. How would I know? Sheik-chan, the president thought that our teacher would know if there was some plywood. Is she wrong? Mewtwo! Looks like he's in great pain, frowning from his entire existence, and Misha doesn't get it at all. Looking at the two of them communicate is terrible, like looking at a man being tortured by drilling his skull open while blasting pop music at full volume at the... Ugh! That's fucking morbid. What the fuck? I'm afraid I have no idea if there's any plywood in the school, let alone where there would be if you needed any. Aw, what do I do? Perhaps you find Mr. Nomoyayo. I'm quite sure he would know where to find everything you need. You'd have to pry them out of his cold, dead hands, but that's a different matter. I don't have time, we're all so busy. She holds her head in both her hands, looking as despairing as possible for a person like her. Even without noticing, she crumples the note she's holding against her hair. I shouldn't even be fetching these things. There's so much to do and we're falling behind schedule. Mewtwo! Looks gravely at her, and then he smiles. Smiling doesn't really fit his face. I think it'd be better if he didn't. I wonder if you could get some temporary help, like a fucking psychiatrist, you weirdo. He switches from staring at me focusedly with a hard expression, as if to say, go make some friends. Shizune suddenly communicates telepathically, and I understand ... I guess I can lend you a hand. You can? Thanks, Hick-chan, you're really nice. She pauses, does a double take, and then points with her finger, yelping, ah! And then looking very puzzled. Come to think of it, what's Hick-chan doing here? Class is over. You should be having fun, Squiggle. We just had a little drink. Chat. Oh no, it's not detention, is it? Are you in trouble, Hick-chan? No, I'm not. Is Hick-chan in trouble, teacher? No, he's not. Mewtwo! Sighs deeply, and I feel that I have to help Misha to get her off the teacher's back. So what do you need? Here's a list. I can try and find the plywood somewhere if there's none in the art room. She offers me the note she's holding. I take it, hesitating a bit. I said I'd help you, but there says no implications on whether or not I'm joining the council. Or not. Oh. Still, thanks, Hick-chan. Try to be quick. We are in Stole Building streak now. We must hurry. This woman's like a cracked out Mary Poppins, and I hate it. As she bounces from the classroom, leaving me and the teacher looking at each other with something that feels like a silent agreement. Well, there you have it, Nakai. We got something to do now. My voice is so monotone, it's making me bored. Please don't sound smug. Looking at the listed number of things ranging from paint to plywood, all written in small, neat handwriting that is undoubtedly Shizu's, I have a sigh. I'll be going then. Waving the long list limply at the teacher, I exit to the hallway. The classrooms closest to ours are designated belonging to classes 3-1, 3-2, and on the right side, and 3-4 on the left side, each door looking exactly the same, being watched over by the painful guardian of death. Further down the corridor still, with identical doors, are rooms that we didn't even think were used for classrooms. I guess the art room isn't a classroom as such. I carefully push open the furthest door and peek in. It's a classroom, but it seems rather badly kept and not in use. Am I in the right place? Did it have a nose? It sounds like a face, all right. Desks and chairs are all around the room. A thin layer of dust has settled on them. There are some easels in the corner, and this at least looks like the right place. The room is flush with sunlight from the big window, shadows creeping all over the desks. Specks of dust are dancing in the stagnant air, making the beams of light almost visible. Jokingly, I call into the empty room. Anybody? Ah! Something catches my eye, and I stop mid-sentence. Oh, what? Oh, what? What? This is a real thing. This is a real fucking thing. This is a real fucking thing. This is a real... Sitting on the desk is a short-haired girl, curiously wearing a boy's uniform. With a fork between her toes, a morsel of food stuck firmly on the end. This odd way of dining seems to be caused by apparent lack of hands. I want to give her a round of applause for that, but I don't even think that's appropriate. How did I miss her before? She's sitting in the corner very still, but I still somehow took her as part of the furnishing, or a statue at first glance. I'm not being too observant today as a whole. The girl seems frozen in place, staring at me with eyes like a rabbit in the headlights. She's staring at me, her mouth wide open, ready to accept the fork. Girl, accept that fork. I'm staring at her, my mouth wide open, suddenly remembering I didn't finish my sentence and trying to think if I should. The weird stalemate keeps us both stunned in silence, punctuated only by the wall clock ticking rhythmically. Well, you're gonna find out what she sounds like when we come back, right after this commercial break. Don't go nowhere.